This video is going to show you how to create the rubber handle sleeve right here. That's part of the button maker. To make this part, we're going to have to use the revolve tool. And what the revolve tool allows us to do is to take whatever shape we make and revolve it around an axis. And it really helps us make like these cylindrical shapes like this. So what we're going to look to do is to kind of create this L shape here. And we're only going to create one half of it. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create this L shape and create it just far away enough from the center of this object so that when we rotate it around that center, it'll make this shape for us. So if we just go down, if you take a look, this is kind of what we're looking at here. They have a construction line here that's representing the axis of rotation. So that's like the center of our part. And so that's why the center of that part is offset a little bit. Or I'm sorry, the object is offset from that construction line because we want it to revolve around. And if we look up here, there's going to be a hole right here at the end. So we need to make sure that as we revolve it, we're revolving it not on the axis, it's actually off of the axis. So looking at this, the 0.156, they get that from the dimensions right here of the thickness of this part, the 0.25, and the length of it, the 4.469. It's all given to you. And then these two dimensions here, what we're looking at is, what's the distance from the construction line to the top of this little spot that we made here? And it's actually 0.1875 divided by 2. What that is the diameter of this hole, and so if we divide it in half, we're going to get the radius, which would be the distance from the center of that circle to the top of that line. So that's why we divided by 2. And same thing with this one. This one's going from what's the dimension from that construction line to my outside diameter, and that's 1.375 divided by 2. So what you're going to do is in Inventor, start a new part file. Alright, so we'll start a new sketch. Alright, boom, there we go. Alright, now, what we're going to need to do is to place a construction line. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start by making a construction line that we're going to use to base our axis off of. So what you can do is start with just a regular line, and I'll start here on 0, 0 and draw it over, and I'll lock it in place. And right click, hit OK. With that line though, you see right here it says construction up here. So if I select the line, come up here to this button right there which says construction. If you click on it, and if I click away, do you see how we've got it turned into like a dotted line? It is blue because it's constrained, but now it's a construction line. So we can work off of that. So what I'll do now is I'll come down here and I'll just make a simple L shape using Inventor like this. And then we'll dimension it once we have that created. So make that L shape. And then we'll start dimensioning it. So looking at the dimension, we know that the overall width of it from here to here, that is 4.469. Alright. We know that the dimension for here to here, that is 0.156. Let's see here. The dimension from here to here is 0.25. The dimension, again, from this line to my construction line, this one, and what's cool about Inventor is you can actually type in math equations if you want. So if I did, I type in 0.1875 divide 2. Hit enter, and it will calculate that for you, which is kind of nice. Let's see, last thing I need here is the dimension from the base of that to my construction line. This dimension here is the 1.375 divide by 2. Okay, right click, hit OK. Now it looks like almost everything's dimensioned, but the only thing we're missing here is just something to lock it down in the horizontal direction like this. So at this point we're okay. We don't have to fully constrain it. It'll work as long as it's fully closed. It's a closed loop. You'll hear that frequently. We got to have it as a closed loop if we want to extrude it. All right, once we're ready, we're going to hit Finish Sketch. And it'll bring the sketch here for us. All right, now here comes the fun part of Revolve. So over here by Extrude, there's a Revolve tool. If you select the Revolve tool, you're going to need to use this window here. The profile, it should have automatically selected that loop as the profile. So as long as it's selected, it turns blue, you're good to go. Now we have to click on the axis button here to select the axis, which is our construction line. If I select that, you can see what just happened is that it rotated it, and right now it's set to rotate full, which is 360 degrees. But just to show you how this works, if I did like angle and said, hey, I want you to revolve this 180 degrees, notice that it revolved that part just half of it. So that's how revolve works. I could say, 270 to make it 3/4. All right. But we want this to be full. So I'm going to go back here, and we want it all the way 360 degrees. And once we're done, we're going to hit OK. And we've now made this cylindrical shape using the revolve. Pretty cool. All right, now looking at that part again, what we're going to need to do now is to fillet the edges. We got the top and the bottom edges to fillet. So if we look at this, we see a note here. It says radius 0.25, and then TYP stands for typical, which means that any of these filleted edges on our part, they're all going to be the same. They're all going to be 0.25. Okay, so looking at it, I've got basically this side and this side, the top and the bottom of our part to fillet. So grab the fillet tool. Open up the window to set the radius. The radius needs to be 0.25. Again, that's the typical fillet. I'll bring my part over here so you guys can see it. Grab the outside edge there. Rotate the part. Grab that edge there. And hit OK. And there we go. Now we've got that part done. Okay, when you finish this one, go ahead and save it. I would save this to your U drive. Make sure you save it to your U drive. And again, it's up to you how you want to organize this, but this one should be called the rubber handle sleeve.